Hi, I'm Marc Stevens, author of Government Indicted and the host of the No State Project, which is live every Saturday from 4 to 7 Eastern Standard Time on the Liberty Radio Network. The website, of course, is markstevens.net. And as I mentioned on the broadcast just not too long ago, which if you didn't hear, will be posted very soon by Calvin. Appreciate the work that he does there. Like I mentioned on the show, we have another success story to log on here. And the last one out, this was great. First court success in Ireland. And I'll be the first one to admit, as far as the text of Irish law, I don't have a clue. I've never even looked at them. But we're still able to get them thrown out because like we've done here, in this new one, it's all based on the same thing. It's based on a lack of evidence proving jurisdiction. And that is based on, of course, this ridiculous claim that their constitution and laws, their rules, apply to us for no other reason than we're physically in California. And we know that's BS. So we started off with a demurrer. Based, of course, there's no evidence proving jurisdiction. That's what Dan did. Also, a discovery request to the police officer, which I recommend doing even if you don't get formal discovery. So let's say it's not criminal. Still do it so that the cop knows this is what you're going after. And if he gives it any thought at all, he's got to realize. Any half idiot has to realize that there's no evidence proving these laws apply. There's legal citations that say that, but that's not evidence. So this took place, it was a hearing on November 12th, so just 2 days before today, on Thursday, and it was traffic. It is, in fact, a traffic ticket. So Dan did an unusual thing. He had a subpoena issued and served on a police officer to ensure that this guy was going to support his charge. So 137 on Thursday rolls around, and we see that, you can see down here, the defendant showed up as himself to defend against him. Well, what about the individual police officer here who was under subpoena? Now, I just want to point out, blowing off a subpoena can have a warrant issued for your arrest. You can also have a criminal charge of failure to appear, which they are really, really aggressive with these people in the courts in California. You and I, one of the plebes, we don't show up, there's a warrant, failure to appear, and you don't even get a hearing until you pay a huge bond. So let's see here. Did the cops show up? Nope. Didn't show up, case dismissed, rather ticket dismissed, found not guilty. Not guilty. So big congratulations to Dan, and thank you for sending this to me, but I want to point out that we can't prove that the police officer was there. I can't anyway, and I didn't get a report back from Dan whether he saw the police officer there. But think about, this is why I say the circumstantial evidence shows that the police officer had to have known that he didn't have the evidence, because if he had the evidence, why would he have blown off a subpoena? Why would he blow off the subpoena? Well, one, I guess we can add to that the fact that there are two sets of rules. Police officers don't get a failure to appear. They don't get charged, have a warrant for their arrest when they blow off a subpoena, unless it's a murder trial or something like that. Not traffic. You and I do. So I believe the circumstantial evidence is pretty damn strong that he didn't show up because he read the demurrer, he looked at the discovery request, realized he didn't have a shred of evidence to support his argument that the laws apply because Dan was physically in California, and decided to be somewhere else and have the ticket thrown out. That's what the circumstantial evidence tells me. But bottom line, they still never presented a shred of evidence on the record to support the argument. So there's that. So big congratulations to Dan for that. If you are a skeptic, or you believe that the cop had evidence and just didn't want to be bothered, so we blew off a subpoena. If you think that there's evidence proving that these laws apply to us just because of our physical location in California, Arizona, Toronto, please give us a call on the live broadcast. Hell, I'll even record a show with you. You can contact me right here at the website, or Skype me at FrankRizzo3, and we'll definitely get that set up. And you can present your evidence publicly. And my name is Marc Stevens. The website is markstevens.net.